Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to another week, another episode, man, another story. I'm so excited to talk to this guy this morning, Tommy. He is a truck driver and a former, I believe, factory worker. Anyways, it's his story. I'm gonna let him tell it. I'm just glad he's on the show. Tommy, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thank you, Dave. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. Where are you calling in from?
I'm in Lexington, Kentucky.
All right, all right. You been there your whole life?
No, I grew up in a little town called Plymouth, Ohio.
Mm. So is this internet marketing? I would assume you grew up. I would guess that there's a lot of internet marketers around you and lots of internet marketers where you live and lots of internet marketers where you come from. Is digital marketing something that ran in your family and or is this completely something out of the ordinary for you?
It didn't cross my mind, Dave, until I was scrolling through TikTok and saw people talking about it.
Yeah. Well, me
Yeah.
too. Me too. Even to this day, there's not a single second internet marketer in my family. Uh, so I understand. So tell us how you first of all, were you looking for side hustle income, side income? Were you searching or did you stumble upon this accidentally?
Well, actually, Dave, I had been praying about a business, something, a side hustle, and I just didn't know what to do. And the whole time I was scrolling through TikTok watching these people talk about their side hustle, and I would watch their lives, and just listen. And then one day, maybe a month later, I was scrolling. I came across Amy Hires, one of her videos where she was looking on her phone, seeing one of her commission checks. Her reaction, and I thought, well, I can do this. So I signed up.
Yeah. You kind of just were like, "Hey, man, let me get some of this."
Yeah, it was like God was saying, you've been praying for this. Here it is.
Well, there's a story about the man who prays and God sends all of these different solutions, but the man pushes them away like, "No, that's not what I want." But the whole time God was sending those things. I don't
Yeah,
remember what the exact story is, but I think it has to do with a helicopter and maybe a guy's lost at sea or something like that.
I
But
I
you
believe I saw the same one.
you recognize this as sort of a answer to your prayers. You said, "Hey, I've been praying for some opportunity here. I just haven't been specific about what that opportunity is supposed to look like, nor am I probably going to get." I mean, this is not to most people. God is not Santa Claus. You don't
Right,
ask for a toy and get it. You're praying for opportunity. You don't know how that opportunity is going to come,
right.
and I think that a lot of people in your place would have said HE double hockey sticks to the no, but you said yes. Why did you say yes instead of no?
Because I saw other people succeeding, and it just made sense to me. You know, just by listening to everybody's story on TikTok.
Yeah. Now, what about coming in? Did you have a chance yourself to listen to some of the stories on Wake Up Legendary and also hear some of the more behind the scenes versions of some of these stories instead of just a 15-second clip out on TikTok?
Oh yeah, I always watch the lives. Even if I can't be there at 10 a.m., I'll uh, I'll watch the rerun on the commute. Join or Wake Up Legendary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
incredible. It's incredible to hear other people's story. I think there's two things that have to happen, I think, for somebody to get started with something and really kind of, you know, really kind of take action on it. They need to be educated about what they're doing and they need to be motivated, you know.
right.
There's kind of that mental and then there's that emotional piece. And so, I'd like to talk about those 2 pieces for you. What has helped you feel was it when you initially went through the challenge that you started to put together pieces? What has helped you feel so educated and, you know, because, if you're not, I think a lot of people don't realize that knowledge or education is really the answer. It's not, you simply don't have what you want just because you don't know how to get it. And so, what would you say about like this education process for a guy like you? I don't know, maybe you are always doing education stuff, but if you're anything like me and you look a couple of years older than me, I haven't been in school in a very long time. So what was
Mhm.
getting educated on something completely brand new for you like?
Uh, I like to learn new things, and if it's something that I really like, I'll dive in head first and just start swimming. Uh, I went through the 15-day challenge, and everything was clicking for me. I'm like, I really like this. And then when it came to further education, like the blueprints, I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't afford it at the time. But my wife helped me out, and she she loaned me the money, and so I purchased it. But then I thought, I got scared. I thought, well, what if I'm not successful? She'll she'll be hounding me, the rest of my life for this money. So I actually got a refund on it the first time, and then about a month later, I was able to just purchase it myself, and it's really helped me tremendously.
Wow, man. What a story. What a story.
Yeah.
So, man, that to me, my brother, is an example. To me, that feels like you saying, this is a goal of mine and a dream of mine, and I'm going to take full ownership of it, is kind of
Right.
what it really sounded like to me. Does that sound like it fits to you of how it feels?
Yeah, I just didn't want to depend on anybody else. I wanted to, make it my own, do
Yeah.
it myself.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of self-esteem building in that we overlook,
Mhm.
really. I think a lot of success really depends on somebody having just confidence, just feeling confident. What are some of the advice that you could give people to help them feel more confident?
Uh, well, all through my life, I've faced some adversity, like in the army when I,
Thank you for your service, by the way. I saw that on your
oh,
application.
thank you. Yeah, back in 1986, seems like forever. I joined the army, just to stay out of trouble and out of jail, basically. Uh, just because of drugs and alcohol I was in, and so I went into the army. And as soon as I get off the bus, they're screaming at you, telling you to drop and give you 50, and I couldn't do 3 push-ups. And the drill sergeant, it was a woman, and she had a beard. She said, my grandmother can do more push-ups than you. I said, you're probably right, drill sergeant. And I wanted to quit so bad during that time in basic training. I was at South Carolina,
Yeah.
and you know I I have scoliosis, and I was going to try to use that as an excuse to get out. I kept going to the sick call every day. But
Mm,
about halfway through basic training, I just decided, I came here for a reason, and I don't. What if I give up now? So I found the inspiration, through, and I just stuck it out. And then at graduation, my drill sergeant, not the one with the beard, but a different drill sergeant, he came up and shook my hand at the graduation, and he said, "Son, I didn't think you was going to make it." And I said, "Neither did I, drill sergeant." So you just gotta dig deep, I would say, and find out why. what is your why? Why are you doing this?
Mm. That story right there was magical, man. I mean, when you talk about never make a point without telling a story and never tell a
Yeah.
story without making a point, ladies and gentlemen, you just saw that
And
master.
action.
Well, and it's such an easy thing to do because we talk like that naturally. Like,
Hmm.
we naturally talk like that, but it's like sometimes when we go to start going live or we go to start creating content or marketing, we kind of get robotic and forget what are the things that we do that connects most with people. And the things that we connect, like if you're sitting in a big circle of people, the number one thing that people do is tell stories. They
Yeah.
they talk about things that happen. Remember when, hey, did you hear about? Or, oh, you're not going to believe this, or this was crazy. Like all those sort of kind of, launch lines, if you will, are the things that we all do to connect with each other when we're kind of just socializing. So it makes things more memorable. It makes you out as a face and a voice out on, a big blue ocean of social media. It makes you more memorable. And that's the reason why we promote and teach to use edutainment and tell
Mhm.
stories and bring people into your life and let them get to know you. Stories are how people feel like they know you. That's how
Mhm.
somebody feels like they know you, is if you share your story and
Mhm.
or a story with them, or you share a little story about your current life or your day-to-day life or what that looks like. They feel like they know you a little bit
Mhm.
more. Is there any other tips or tricks that you would share with everybody listening here about how to, build that rapport and kind of, get not only you get a little bit more comfortable with your audience, but help your audience get a little bit more comfortable with you.
Mm, well, I'm right now, I'm just beginning and I'm not really comfortable with talking on camera. I mean, I'm doing okay now, but when I'm recording, that's why most of my videos right now are just, pointing. But I try right now, the thing that's working for me is TikTok. I'm posting on other social media, but it's not really taking off. So people that follow me on TikTok, I'm getting a lot of followers from my videos. I'll follow them back, and then it's got a little hand sign where you can wave at them. I'll go back and wave at everybody, and that kind of opens up, a window of opportunity for them to say hi back and
Yeah.
start a conversation. I don't want to just start throwing my link at them. I want to build a little bit of rapport with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you wouldn't do that any other time in life, right? You wouldn't just start if you had, I don't know, any other scenario. I mean, I've had a lot of people, walk up to me on the streets, and they want to, share the gospel. You seem like a religious man, so I'm just telling a story that's within that context, because that's the other power of stories, is that you can personalize the story, or you can personalize the analogy that you're telling to the people that you're talking to, so you can relate what you're saying to them. If you use a story or an analogy that they can relate to, then you're going to come across that much more, relatable, and they're going to be able to understand what you're saying uh, differently than if you use the same story with every group of people. And so there's a lot of times when I've been prospected by people who are sharing the gospel. Right? That's basically what it is. It's people who are sharing the gospel. Fine.
Mhm.
This is not about the activity. This is about building rapport. And whenever they come up, people come up. For example, there's a group that stands at a bus station, that I drive by all the time. And the conversation, if you want to be effective with prospecting somebody to open them up to a new idea, you're not going to just go right in talking to them saying, "Well, let me share with you Matthew 22. Let me share." No, you're, "Hey, how you doing, sir? How's your day? Nice to see you. I like hot out here today, or make some sort of small, you're going to build. That's typically how people build rapport, is a
Yeah.
little bit of small talk, is a little bit of kind of, or even if you can do something for somebody, that's the best way to build rapport. Open a door or pick up something for somebody. Now, because that shows people that you want to help and not hurt. And
Hmm.
so, what is the other way to show that we help and don't want to help and don't want to hurt online, is that we educate. We educate and we share new ideas, and we share parts of our story that make people feel like they can trust us, as you said, versus just pitching the link, dropping the link.
Yeah.
Um, so that's great. That's cool. So you're getting results with TikTok. You're doing a lot of pointing right now, not a lot of talking on videos. That's fine. That's nowadays short form content has allowed for that.
Hmm.
Uh, and a lot of people would rather watch those type of videos anyways. Um, what else has been interesting to you along the journey here of starting this digital business?
Uh, just maybe noticing how other people with other companies that they promote will try to proselytize you, come into your Facebook, and try to get you to take their coaching or
Right,
join join their program.
right.
Talk bad about other people's programs.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it?
Hmm.
It's a very weird thing. It's people who, are not really interested in developing any skills. It's kind of, there's people with no abracadabra always want to tell you what to do with your magic. It's kind of an interesting thing that I've learned over the years, is people with no abracadabra, they always have lots of negative things to say about people who do magic. And I've experienced that over the last few years here at Legendary. Is we've built a wonderful community, and we've got a lot of, tens of thousands of people in our Facebook groups and so forth. And uh, you know, whenever you build something great, there's always going to be, or you build something from hard work, something that's long lasting, something that's worth something, there's always going to be people that are going to come in and try to eat off of it. You know what I mean? And I think one of the most important, so that's one thought that I have about that. And another thought that I have is that we always have to remember too about the lesson about becoming the hunted rather than the hunter.
Hmm.
And what I notice most about a lot of these kind of sharks that, come into our Facebook group and badmouth our program and they really try to play to the weakest part of somebody by enabling them to be a victim and saying, "Oh, you're not getting the coaching you need," or all this kind of stuff. But I think one of the most important marketing lessons to be aware of with these cats is that they're hunting, man. They're hunting.
Hmm. Yeah.
They're hunting 24/7, cold outreach, hunt, hunt, hunt. They don't make money if they don't go out and hunt and prospect people.
Yeah.
And I've always preferred and taught to become the hunted rather than the hunter. It's
Yeah.
so much, it's not only you can make so much more money because people are chasing you, and you're speaking one to many, and then you can funnel the most interested people down into having conversations if need be. But the difference between being the hunter and the hunted is the difference between living the dream and living the nightmare. It
Hmm.
really is. Because being the hunter, even nowadays on the internet, is not far away from what I used to do when I drove around in my Crown Victoria knocking on. This was way, way, way back when I had a door to door sales job and I was trying to sell Xerox machines. My mom got me this job for like 6 months when I just got out of drug treatment back in
Hmm.
2005. And I didn't sell jack shit because I wasn't prepared. I was hunting. I didn't have any sales skills. I didn't have any prospecting skills. But we all have to be responsible for ourselves out here. And one part of being an entrepreneur is that you can't be naive. And it sounds like you're not. You notice when somebody is trying to waste your time and they're
Mhm.
trying to get you on their agenda. And one of the things that you have to realize about being an entrepreneur, this is my third thought about it, is that you have to own your time. If you don't own your time, somebody else is going to take it from you. Whether they're wasting it inside of a Facebook chat, pretending like they want to help you when they really want to sell you their BS coaching,
Mhm.
or whether, and I'm not talking about people who are mentors, people who are
Yeah.
mentors are not reaching out to you, offering you to be their offering to be offering for them to be your mentor. That's
Right.
not the person you want to be your mentor. Okay?
Mhm.
That's just not, right?
Right.
So, it's like we can't be naive, man. And it sounds like, I'm glad that you brought that up, because we really have to take responsibility. I've had a lot of people who have popped up over the years and said, "Well, I met such and I heard such and I wired them $5,000 for their coaching and they disappeared." And it's like, well, listen, desperate people do desperate things. That sounds like
Mhm.
a desperate thing you did. So you were in a desperate mindset. We need to reel that back and realize that you're 100% responsible for this journey inside of your business, and that unfortunately the buck has to stop with you. And so that's a quite a shift away from, the typical responsibility of an employee, Tommy. um,
Yeah.
you know but it's sort of, with great maybe financial freedom or time freedom comes responsibility. And the
Right.
responsibility is that you're going to have to be responsible for decisions in your business, where you spend money, what you spend money on. And if you're just randomly wiring people money out
Mhm.
or buying cryptocurrency, the other thing is the shiny object syndrome. um, Man, we get pulled in 1,000 different directions, don't we, Tommy?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, my brother? How do you deal with staying somewhat focused and not getting pulled in 1,000 different directions?
Well, I just wanted to point out that I did uh, do 30 days of uh, coaching with somebody, but they didn't seek me out. I sought them out because I felt that I needed it, you know. But how I cope with the shiny object syndrome is just by the training in your program, talking about it, letting us be aware of the shiny object syndrome, So I know what to look for.
Yeah.
All these people flashing their programs, and it's saying it's free, but there's always a cost. Nothing's free.
Yeah, man. And the biggest cost is not your money, it's your time.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, people always put a big emphasis on their money, but your time, the time that we're spending researching something new, looking in, starting all the way over with something. I can't tell you how many people have started with us or started in this community or started in one of my courses over
Hmm.
the years, left and came back, just said, "Hey, you know what? I wish I would have kept going from the very beginning." And that's one of the things that I realize I have to work on, is follow through, is consistency.
Right.
What sort of things have you done, whether it's like a daily schedule or a routine, or whether it's just you feel just motivated to do it and you never want to stop working? How do you stay consistent with your kind of daily making money activities? You're creating content, you're getting back to people and doing those income producing activities. How do you stay consistent with those? And is there any tips that you could give people?
Uh, I've started taking a journal of what I need to do tomorrow, like whether it's make TikTok videos or work on my sales funnel, just tweaking it. And so I work full time as a truck driver, and it's like sometimes 10 or 11 hours a day at night. Actually, I work all night and then get home in the mornings. I
Wow.
get in bed about 6:30 in the morning, but I'm usually up about 10:30 or 11. I guess when you get older, you just don't need as much sleep.
Wow.
and I'll get up and I'm determined to make at least one TikTok a day, but I try to do about two or three.
This
So
is something. Could you ever imagine you're in Kentucky, right?
yeah,
Could you ever imagined doing this, man? I mean, that you would be running a digital marketing business and creating content and even on TikTok. I mean, is this really an example of anything's possible?
yeah, it really is, Dave. I was just thinking about you and your company the other day, thinking this guy is enabling thousands of people to break free of being broke, financially, sc- scarce, and achieving success. And I just want to thank you, Dave, for your company. It's really helping people out of their l- current life, I believe.
Well, thanks for saying that, brother. I appreciate it, man. And there's a lot of people on here on this team that help make that happen. And
I know.
if they don't hear it, I'll let them know that you said that as well. But thank you for saying that. It's nice and it means a lot. And it's nice to do something that you feel that makes you feel good about what you're doing. That's always been important to me. Whenever I was, you had mentioned drugs and alcohol. Whenever I was kind of pissing my life away, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
I never felt good about that. I always had a
Mhm.
conscience. I always knew there was a better, bigger purpose for me, and that I just could do better. I could just do better than that.
Yeah.
I really can. I knew better. I could do better, and you know, uh, and so I'm glad to be doing something that I feel actually really good about. And I think that's a part of what this business, the benefit of this business is. Somebody had just mentioned in the comments, pray for people, don't prey on people. I mean, whether you're a spiritual or religious person, I think that can make sense to anybody, right? It's like, even if you're just going to send them positive thoughts or vibes, or just even one of the best pieces of parent advice I've ever gotten and give is just don't hurt your kids. If you
Yeah.
can't help them, don't hurt them. And I think that that's the best life advice too in business, is if you can't help somebody, don't hurt them. And so, hey man, it's been great to chat. You got a busy life, man, brother. My hat goes off to you, seriously, with a slam too.
Oh,
Because I mean, if you there you go, brother. If you can do it, man, I really think that anybody can do it. I mean,
yeah.
if a guy with no technical skills besides the technology on the trucks that you drove,
Hmm.
but besides that, middle America, just right there in the heart of corn country, basically, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
there ain't wheat, corn, but there ain't it ain't Silicon Valley
all
out
right.
there. I mean, come on,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, what's the closest? Are you in a big city or are you pretty far
Uh,
away from one?
I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. It's not a real big city.
Yeah.
It's city enough for me.
Unbelievable, man. Your story is an inspiration, brother.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I'm inspired this morning. I'm glad I got to talk to you on this Monday morning. So thanks for your time. Come back and see us again if you will, if you'd be
Yeah.
willing. I'd love to do a second follow up and give your wife our best as well. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
All right, Tommy. Talk to you later, brother.
Bye bye.
All right, my friends. There it is. Go and follow that man. Tommy recommends over at TikTok. That's his handle on TikTok. And there you have it. Look, I mean, come on. What do you need to see? What else do you need to know? I mean, sometimes we just, I get, and this is why we do Wake Up Legendary, that sometimes the most powerful thing you can see is somebody who, you just think, yeah, if they can do it. And that's what I look at when I think about somebody from that sort of an industry, like the construction industry or the trucking industry. And it's just, you know, uh, I'm speechless. That's all. I'm speechless because Tommy's story is that damn inspirational to me. I don't need to see some asshole on a stage ranting and raving, talking about all the money that he's a billionaire. He wants the mansions, that none of that stuff. Look, we hang out in a mansion, 20,000 square feet, 20 bedrooms for our masterminds. If you want to come, you want to experience all that. But what I've learned is it's too damn big. I don't want to clean it. I don't want to pay for it to be clean. You know what I'm inspired by? Simple things, simple people, ordinary people doing extraordinary things, because that's all I am. Just an ordinary guy who's just, because I'm showing up every day, magic is happening. And that's half the battle. You don't show up, nothing happens. And a guy like Tommy said, hey, I'm showing up, man. I'm coming. Get my seat. Get my seat. I'm coming in. I'm coming. Pull me a chair up, baby. And you know what? There's room. Any one of you that want to pull a chair up, just grab it and just there's room. You know how there's not a circle that won't open. It'll open for you, and you can put and grab a seat right at the table. That's the beauty of this digital economy that we're in right now. And you know what? Doesn't matter whether the marketplace is up or whether the marketplace is down. This industry, the e-learning industry, is going up. Why? Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to deliver information and education this way. People don't have to drive. So it automatically cuts down on cost, right? It's fast. It's instant. There's no shipping, manufacturing costs. Get it there, get it back. It's broke. I want to return it. No, it's all, folks. I've been preaching this for over 10 years, and people are just now getting it. And if you don't think that in the next 10 years, this whole industry and this is the future. This is the future. What we're doing right now and what we've been doing is the future. And it's nice to just be able to get a little piece of it, you know? And that's why I'm so happy for somebody like Tommy, who's still doing his thing. He's not dumb. He didn't just fall off the turnip truck. He's not going to go quit his job tomorrow. But he's getting a little piece of the digital economy. Now take that money that you're making on the side and use that to put that away into index funds and things like that, ETFs, index funds, maybe buy a piece of investment real estate. That becomes money that you can stock away, that you can leverage into the future. Nowadays, it's almost impossible to get ahead without a side hustle. We all know that. And so whether you're in Kentucky, whether you're in Kingston, Jamaica, whether you're in New York, California, baby, all the way around the world, this thing, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's unbelievable. The opportunity. I feel like I got to come through the computer sometime and shake somebody. Get it, shake them, right? But I can't. I can only sit here and yell. All right, my friends, we'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Have a great day. Let's have a fantastic October. And let's finish the year strong. Be legendary.